Hello, everyone. No, it's the afternoon now, Sandra. Good afternoon.
It is the afternoon,
It's
yes.
gone
2 minutes past.
It is. Welcome along to the craft store in the studio. Thank you to Bex and Adam and everyone at Yew Garden for those last 2 hours. Don't forget to shop directly there for all of your plants and greenery, etc. Sanntangle on the craft store. Welcome along.
Hello, thank you for having me. Hello, everybody.
This is
it's
very.
lovely to be
We've
here.
got 2 hours today, right?
We have, yes.
So how's it sort of? They're going to be different shows.
They are completely different, yes,
Yep.
because the world of Sanntangle doesn't just evolve around papercraft. We love it, we absolutely do, but we also work in fabrics.
Which is the kind of stuff you can see in the background. So if you want to get hold of these kind of things. So the second show's at 4 o'clock, right?
It is, yes, we're looking at that then.
But right now, you can shop ahead for everything, the fabric soft side of things, the paper and card side of things, sanntangle.co.uk. 2 N's in Sanntangle. Well, actually, is there 3 N's?
There are 3, yeah, but you've got a double, then you've got a single.
A double and a single, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
sanntangle.co.uk is where you go shopping, and there's a special promo code, right?
There is, yes, so just hang on a little bit because we're going to tease that in a little
That's
while.
on its way. But
it's quite nice to sort of do.
if you haven't seen Sandra before, maybe it's been a couple of years since you've seen Sandra, in front of us here is a little bit of inspiration. How do you describe what you do?
Oh gosh, what is Sanntangle? I am asked this so much, and it's almost difficult to kind of explain in words. We normally draw. It's about, imagine that you want to draw and you think, I'd love that. You want to make a card, we love cards, but you want to do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Why not draw your own image? And before you switch off and think, oh my God, I can't draw, think about very simple steps, very simple strokes, little bubbles, little marks. Follow the instructions, follow the stencils, and you're going to be creating things that you never, ever thought possible.
So
all of these.
These flowers I'm seeing right now, or maybe it is the marks in the background, or maybe it is the marks on the fabrics, etc. Then the dresses and the houses and the animals and the creatures.
Everything you can possibly think of. I mean, we even have dragons.
Yay!
We've not got dragons today, but we have got dragons. So anything you could possibly think. Look at that little truck. There are instructions for drawing that truck. That's in the autumn season set.
Yeah.
Which is on the website. We've not brought everything today because you can see there's so many things. But whatever sort of takes your fancy, whatever you like the look of, it's there for you.
Now then, if you're brand new and you've never met Sandra before, there's something for you on this show. There's like a beginner kit of everything you need, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you've been following Sandra all the way through the journey on first Chanda, then Creating Craft, now of course Hobby Maker, etc. There's bits you may well have missed out on and some brilliant prices you're bringing us as well.
Yes,
or maybe it's been a couple of years and you're like, I remember this, but I didn't see it on fabrics. Actually, I haven't seen this happen. This is the show for you. You shop direct. You don't go on the craftstore.com. I mean, you can see the schedule of stuff going on, but you watch on Facebook, you watch on YouTube, and you shop on the screen, sanntangle.co.uk. Should we talk about product for a second?
Yes, let's talk about products.
Lots of Sanntangle going on first of all.
And again, I've already mentioned the word imagine or create. Imagine that you're looking through a keyhole.
Okay.
Not in a nice way.
It's
Not
fine.
in a dodgy way, in a nice way. So you look through this keyhole and you think, oh gosh, look at that world that's beyond there. I didn't expect that. It might be little toadstool houses. It might be just another door into a different place. Who knows? Your imagination starts to run wild, and our little mouse shows you that you can actually look through and go into these different worlds. And then from that different world, you think, well, what do these houses look like? What do the doorways look like? There's a stencil there and some instruction to show you how you can create your own versions of doorways.
Beautiful.
But then it takes us to Locket Lane. This is where the story starts. So behind number 14, Locket Lane, really nice little house, you find that there's a little well in the background and there's a little bit of mystery about it. It gets a bit cold there because a secret locket was found. Nobody knows.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, where it came from, but that's where this locket was found in particular. And then, of course, as you go through Locket Lane, you think, well, Locket Lane, you live there, you want to go on holiday?
Yeah.
Riverside Row.
Here we go.
So that's where they all go. They get in their camper van and off they go to the different places. But of course, there's a story in there about how the locket found itself in Riverside Row as well. Look at the glass house. That is literally, you've got to be a bit brave for that one, haven't you? It's complete just windows.
Get yourself some blinds.
Absolutely. But, you know, whether you want to sort of go on the river, whether you want to sort of go to the old mill, whether you just want to stay in your camper van. So many different things going on there.
Just to quickly say, because I know you've even got more to show us, but these are all those instructions that Sandra was just talking about are all in these booklets, and you can get all of them individually. So maybe you've got one, but not the next series, and not then the holiday destinations, or you love the idea of the lockets and the mouse, etc., and the keyholes. You get full instructions, even more in there after all. After we've just done the explanation, you can get everything all together, and that's where the money starts tumbling off. But after, anyway, we continue on our story from Riverside Road.
Absolutely, yes. And I brought to you Coffee Pot Lane. This is this one is so cute. You've got the 3 Sugar Bowls pub. Of course, you've got Churn Farm. So we have cows with attitude. If you think I can't draw a cow, you can. Honestly, you can. All sorts of things going on, but the story continues because, of course, in the manor there, the lady who wore the locket actually used to go there.
So it all comes back round again.
Come together. So you can make your own sort of stories, your own versions, your own little books. And of course, you've got a couple of background stencils thrown in there as well. That means you can sort of do a few backgrounds, and it all works together. Absolutely, it does.
And I kind of like, in my experience with you, like, there's no rush with it. Whether you spend weeks over it, or maybe you do it for 5 minutes a day, or just something to build that story going through. And you've handwritten all the instructions. They're your original drawings. Away we go.
We make all the instructions in house. So I write them. I take the photographs. We make the stencils. They're all done in house, and of course the samples and everything else. I've got a few on my team. So
yeah, you have.
To them, who have done some samples for me. But yeah, all this has come crazily enough from my head.
Which is a wonderful place to be. We're going to delve in there in just a second. We are going to open the books and have a much closer look. Now then, there's various offers. If you want to go for any of these individually, they're all there. If you're looking for the row or coffee pot or everything like that, sanntangle.co.uk. If we go for them all together, a bit more money off?
Absolutely. What we've done on the website at the moment, there's 10% off this as a bundle. But we are going to give you that code.
We mentioned a voucher code, didn't we?
Absolutely.
So when you get to checkout, and you've already got 10% off by buying it as a bundle, and then it's like, have you got a promo code or a voucher or something like that? And you say, yes, I do.
And it is.
Sanntangle 15?
It is Sanntangle 15.
Remembered.
So with this one in particular, you're actually going to get 25% off.
Yeah, but you've got to put that Sanntangle 15 in.
Yeah, please make sure you put Sanntangle 15 in at the checkout.
So whilst you're there and obviously doing that, maybe you've shopped there all the time thinking, that's not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing, you're right. Thank you ever so much.
I think it's midnight Friday. We're going to sort of like, that's it.
Cool.
So you've got to get it.
So listen, maybe between this show and the next show, 4 o'clock, and then you're thinking, okay, is that unique to this bundle?
No, this is the thing. So what we've done, we sat in the office, with I've got some little house elves and things like that.
Yeah.
And we're like, what we're going to do? How are we going to do this? Because it's really nice to being invited over here. So we thought, well, we'll do 15% off, but not everything on the show. We'll do 15% off everything.
The whole website.
Absolutely everything.
You can imagine if you bought the whole warehouse, it would be a much bigger set than this.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at 4 o'clock, we'll be talking about Sanntangle 15. These individual Sanntangle, go for the bundle so you get 10% off anyway, and then a further 15% off with Sanntangle 15. I'm going to say that all the time. That's very, very exciting. Okay, so we're going to open it up. We'll have a closer look. We've got all the stencils, all sorts to show you.
Which don't look like those, do they? The stencils don't look like
I'll quickly show you two.
This is the great thing about these, because I'm not going to give you a shape that you copy, because every time then it'd be the same. You want your own version, don't you? So I'm giving you the basic shapes and the instructions for you to create your own worlds. How exciting is that?
So if I see that and I think, oh, I see some citrus fruit there, or I see a rainbow over there, then absolutely, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You can
I'm with you.
Like with them, but there it is.
It's all come flooding back, Sandra. Okie dokie. So Sanntangle 15, away you go. Let's continue on though, because just over here, I was talking about maybe you're brand new and you're thinking, this is a brilliant idea. Yeah. Where do I start?
Absolutely.
So we say start here.
This is it. And I've actually created this one specifically for somebody who's never done it before and who thinks, do you know what? I'm not quite sure what I want to do, because we've just talked about whole worlds. And that might not be your thing. You might think, well, I quite like the idea of drawing flowers, or I might want something a bit more abstract. So what I've done here, I've given you a stencil that gives you a taster of lots of different things. So you've got a little bit of Japan in there, a little bit of abstract, a bit of Locket Lane, a bit of the flowers.
Nice.
So everything in there. But I'm not just giving you the stencil with this one. I'm going to give you the right cardstock to draw on. So I'm going to give you some postcards. I know it's very, very English, isn't it? Postcards.
I love it. It's a great size, though.
Love the size.
It's not intimidating for me.
Not at all. And you don't have to send it to people if you want to. You can literally use that to make your cards with.
Yeah.
But again, I'm giving you the right paper to work on. You've got the stencil, you've got the instructions. But I'm also going to be giving you...
Just this way, Andy. Go right a bit. There you are, mate. Nicely done.
I'm also going to give you a fine liner pen, which is permanent, which, of course, you can still draw on fabric with that pen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going to give you a 2B pencil, which is going to allow you to do some shading. And I'm going to give you that ever magical tortillon. And we're going to put it all in a little pack for you like that.
for £27.95. That's what you'll see the price there for you. But let's use Sanntangle 15, shall we?
Absolutely, and it's going to bring that price down for you.
Yeah, so maybe you're encouraging a friend to do so, to have your own little pack of your safe space, your creative space. There's that little plastic wallet, and away you go, and you can start drawing, designing, marking till your heart's content. That is your beginner kit.
That's it.
Let's continue on, because I think so many of you at home are going to absolutely adore this next collection called Written in the Stars.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And we were talking before the show about the zodiacs and stars and things like that. This gives you a little bit more. So it gives you artwork again, drawing your own stars, your moons, but it's giving you a different sort of take on it. And the nice thing I like about this one is you've got the constellations in there as well that you can use on their own, or you can use to sort of mix in with the cards and the images. And of course, you've got the background stencils, and we said that we've got the stars there, but you've also got these little dots. You're like, what am I going to do with those little dots? Those dots that's in that background stencil are constellations. So you can pick bits out and do different things with it.
That is so cool. Like every single person, whether you're really into astrology and the star signs and things, but everyone has an attachment to that.
They do, yeah. And even if you just did it, it's just a nice image, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be their exact star sign. You could just think, well, I just want to put it on as a nice part of my design. Or use it within your other pieces of art as well. It doesn't have to be just used with the stencil.
Now, if this hadn't been your show, I know you've designed all of these, and these appeared, I'd be like, oh, this is just a really cool mixed media background, put paste through there, sprays through there, mist through here.
No.
They are not random dots at the top here.
No, they are constellations, so you can pick bits out. You could perhaps ink the whole thing and then just ink around one of them that you want to really bring out. So it could be a picture in it or an image in its own right. Whilst
you're on sanntangle.co.uk, it's called Written in the Stars, $29.99. You're going to get 15% off there if you pop in Sanntangle 15 at the checkout. But you know what? I was saying, Sandra was talking about this before, the last 2 weeks, we've had like a blood moon, we've had the planet parade, that's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's been the skies have been so big and vast, and you've just spotted Orion's belt, and there's the Big Dipper. You know,
this is it, and now all of a sudden, everything's here for you to do, and you're going to create some wonderful pieces of art, and I know they look really intricate, and we'll show you some samples later, but honestly, follow the instructions, use the stencil, and you're going to be able to do it.
We'll do it all in just a second. Got lots more artwork to show you, but 3 more items to quickly. You can see it all headers on the website, of course you can anyway. Now, colouring pencils, your colouring pencils.
These are mine. I'm so proud of these pencils. It took me a long time to get them. So everything from the tin, the design, the coloured pencils, the names on the pencils, everything is all down to what I wanted to do. It's just lovely. You get 36 in there, and they blend. I know I can say this because they're my pencils. They do blend beautifully. And the reason that they do that is because the colours are very close together. So where you've got your red or your Sanntangle red, you've got reds, then you've got a clementine, you've got a burgundy the other side. You've got all those colours that put them together. They will work. And the one pencil that you do use a lot is the white. So if you have a browse on the website, you will find that we do a white pencil as individual as well. So whilst you've got that 15% discount, bringing that white in at the same time, it just means you're going to get a spare because you will use it a lot to help you blend.
How beautiful are these? Yeah, the display is. Andy, director, was just commenting on that. Even like the font that you decide to use, and all the names all have very personal meanings to you and the team.
They do.
And that every single colour in this 36 colour tin, handpicked by you. Exactly,
handpicked and chosen the names, everything, and so it's just a beautiful tin. Everything about it, it's just lovely.
There we go.
Pop. Of course, the mantra on it: making impossible art possible. Because that's what we do. So.
Listen, we're still in time for Mother's Day. Maybe it's a treat that people are wondering what to get hold of you. Absolutely. So. There you go. That's the biggie. Let's continue on next to there though, because then. Now, this isn't just a smaller pack of pencils.
No,
these are different kind of pencils.
Different colours of pencils. And what we did with this one is, yes, we've named them again. I've chosen the colours. We've actually picked them to go in between the colours that you've got in the 36 tin. So, yes, use them with those. But when you start coming in with darker coloured papers, these are the black edition. So they will actually come out. Even the darker purple and things like that will come out on your black cardstock.
Spanish red.
Lovely. They are absolutely. They're the same kind of pencil, of course, because they work with the waxy, but there is a little bit of chalk content in there to allow them to come up there. So, yeah, but they will actually work alongside the other ones as well. So you can mix and match them, use them. Some people do ask sometimes, though, because they're like triangular, sharpening them. The first time you ever sharpen them, use a normal pencil sharpener. Just take your time with it, because you'll hear the click on the 3 corners of the triangle.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you kind of think, oh, what's going on? Just nice and gentle, and once you've sharpened it once, then you're good to go. It's sort of got the round bit on it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Off you go. I know people have asked that, but it's nice to just explain that in the first place, because they don't sharpen them. You'll be fine. It's fine.
Now listen, I wonder what camp you're in. Maybe you're thinking you get these and you're like, I'm going to keep them solely for my Sanntangles. That's what we're going to be used for. But you know what? I bet you've got stamps at home. And if you want to do a little bit of shading on those, add a little bit of colour in, they're your pencils after all. You were like, do what you want with these.
Absolutely,
but you're learning and the education all the way through. So we saw the 36. That is the 24 black edition. And finally...
This is my baby.
The mechanical pencil, yeah.
I know you think, well, it's just a mechanical pencil. What's that all about? It's the right weight. It's the right balance. Now, within here, you've got a B lead in there. Now, when I say lead, graphite, we don't put lead in pencils, although we call it lead. You've got this... It's
we not?
Lovely, no?
I mean, I don't know nothing.
Yeah. So
I don't know nothing.
The reason I put B in this is because, of course, if you still want to do some blending, you can still blend it with that. HB doesn't quite do that.
Okay.
So you've got 12 leads going in it in a little...
Out of the box.
Go on, do it. Do it.
Here we go.
As well.
I'll put that down there.
There
Isn't that beautiful?
Now, using it is the thing. Of course, it's a standard size as well. So if you wanted to then replace that graphite and those little leads, then of course you can do that.
Okay.
So if you wanted to make it a HB or a 2H, you could buy leads for that. It does tell you on the top what size that you can go for. And of course, on the other side, you've got the rubber on the end as well. You take the top off, you've got the rubber in there, which again are standard sizes, so they can be replaced.
Isn't it absolutely beautiful? Between that, the refills, the tin, again, a gift to yourself, to somebody else.
Shall I click it?
Click away.
Here we go. So, just see, when it comes to you, it's just a little black end like this. But if I actually click it, look, you see it's coming out.
Oh, hello.
And there is, look, there's my lead. All right? So to replace it, I mean, I could actually sort of push that back in and put it back in the box if I want to. I don't normally worry about that. But on the top there, you've got this little cap. There we are. And then here, look, there's the little rubber. Now, when you're ready to replace your little piece of graphite there you go, you take the rubber off. There it is. Push it down there.
Yep.
You can replace this, no problem. I say they're standard sizes. Push that back in, push that back on, and then you click it until your lead comes back out the bottom. So, there you go. And then, of course, the nice thing about this, what I tend to do with it as well, put my pencil in here, I cut a little bit of my regular rubber. I could just fit it in that bit there, and I can fit a tortillon. If you don't know what one of them are, I'm going to use it in there as well. So I've got all my basics in my tin.
Sandra, I haven't got the best eyes. Should be £25.
Yes.
You've already taken a £5 off for us anyway.
Yes.
And I can use Sanntangle 15.
Yes.
So further 15% coming off there.
I want you to have one of these. I absolutely, absolutely love it. So it's really nice that you know, get it home and try it.
Yeah.
You'll absolutely love it.
Sanntangle 15, whatever you're ordering across the website,
everything.
Previous, but all sorts, right? Shall we sit down?
Let's do it.
Let's go, radio.
Just so happens we're here.
Oh, this has worked out very well.
Planned it this way.
Hello, camera one. Oh, which side are you?
Sit. I'm going to sit this
Okay,
way.
so.
It doesn't.
Oh. I can move it overhead.
Do you
You
want
sit
me to?
down.
I can sit there if you want. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Shall I sit here?
But then all your stuff
That's
is
all right.
okay.
I can get Dan to pass.
You tell me to what to pass over.
Like mine,
I didn't think about this. I did not think about this whatsoever. By the way, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, give us a comment. If you were inspired at some point by to start Sanntangle, I'd love to hear that story as to why and what you love to do, because then you'll inspire other people and everyone gets the benefit from, because it's much more than purely the artwork you are creating.
I know, absolutely. And I think rather than show some samples, I think we'll just get into it, shall we?
Go on then. Where
so
are you
here we go. Locket Lane.
Locket Lane. So this is one of those ones part of that big six-piece, isn't it?
Piece of paper.
Piece of paper. Oh, look at excellent.
Look at this. I've got my pencil, but I'm going to use this one.
Normal paper.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to use your mechanical?
I am. What I would do, I mean, I do use cartridge paper, and it's a really nice quality, 270 GSM. But if you're practicing, practice on anything. The only thing that this won't do, because it's normal sort of printer paper, it won't blend as much as I would like.
Okay.
So I can sort of show you that anyway. Actually, shall I do it on
This
one
will be
of these?
whatever you want. I'll just slowly but surely
So, all right. Now, what have I got here? As I say, my mechanical pencil's got a B lead in it, and that's probably better for drawing than this one. This is a 2B, which means it's going to be easy for blending. You'll see the difference in a short while. So, how do we work this, and what do we do? Let's have a look. So, Locket Lane. Opening it up, it gives us lots of stories. So, it tells you about each one. These are mystery behind the locket. I'm not going to sort of go into the whole story because you can read that. But here, look, number 3, Locket Lane. At the beginning of the lane, this wonderful picket fenced house is a cosy home, perfect for a couple who enjoy the garden and love to experiment with new plant life.
Lovely.
So let's have a go at drawing this.
This is perfect following our friends on New Garden just now, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I'm going to draw it on the white so you can see it. So it says here, number 1. Where's my little stencil? Lots
of people saying hello, good morning.
Oh, hi, good morning. Let me look at this.
Chris says, Sandra, that's no way to talk about Sarah. You must have said something earlier.
Sorry, whatever I said. She knows I don't.
Rhiannon says hello. Another Chris is saying hi, Rhi. Pauline Wheeler.
Hi, Pauline.
Hello, P. There's lots of links being added into the comments, by the way, by your team, which is one. Bernadette is watching from hospital. Have a good recovery, Bernadette. Absolutely. Thank you for choosing to tune in. Late to the party, but watching now. Deborah, Sandra Morning, Anne loving the pen. Wheeler's watching an awful lot. Pamela as well. That's just a handful of people on Facebook, let alone more of you watch on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, First thing you're going to do with your stencil is number it. So you can see on the back here, I've got numbers on each shape. It's really important that you number it how high I've done. And I always laugh about that because I know somebody once numbered it and didn't follow my numbers. You get a real interesting shape.
Well, hey, why not?
So here we go. Let's have a look. So step 1, and I sort of know the steps, but I think it's nice that you see them.
Yeah.
It says, look, use shapes 6 and 20, slightly overlapping each other. You see? So that's it. So let's have a look. Shape 6. Where's shape 6? There you are, shape 6.
I'm with you.
Just like I planned it, look, because 20 is underneath it. So I do give you a little bit of a hand. So here we go.
Get that mechanical pencil. It's a beautiful weight to it. You've got £5 off, a further 15% coming off that price as well with Sanntangle 15.
Okay, so far I've not done anything crazy. I've just followed those 2 shapes. Yeah. So let's move that over there. So then it says, okay, blah, 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 blah. So extend the top of the roof slightly to create a little stalk. All right? Extend the roof. And then on the picture it shows, look, a little line like that. Job done. And I've got 3 lines like this, so I've not even read the instructions, but what I've done, I've followed the picture. And then I've got these kind of shapes coming around like this. There you go. See, sort of like that. So it's kind of giving me a bit of a shape of the roof. So number 4, I've got shapes. So it says here, use shapes 11, 53 and 22 to draw the door, window and mouse hole. So here we go. Right, where's shape 11? There it is.
It's a real,
there's the door.
I won't interrupt so much, but it's a real penny drop moment if you haven't seen this before, isn't it?
Absolutely,
yes. Like, gosh, yeah, you're right. It can't be as simple as you say. It's just building up shapes and you design them. You do every single one. Original drawings by you.
Absolutely. So here with my shape, it's quite clearly the door. I can decide now to have the door in the middle. I mean, on the picture, it shows it more to the right. But this is now your picture, your design. So you could put this door wherever you wanted on that little bit of the house. And then here we go, shape 22. That's my little kind of mouse hole. Now, I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm just going to come down a bit and make it a little bit small. I'm just going to use the top there. See, look, little mouse hole, a little bit of shading there. And then I need a window. A window, what did it say? 22, 53 and 11. So let's look. Here we go, 53. Now, the other thing with this is I don't want to use 53. I know she said that, but 31 or 27 would work quite nicely. So you could.
So have a proper getting used to your stencil, yeah.
This is where I'm saying that, draw it the way I've drawn it, but you don't have to. So, okay, let's have a look now. We've got a bit of a picket fence coming in, but I'm going to leave that for a minute. I'm going to put my little window frame, so a little bit of freehand, but not too scary. And then inside there, again, it's got some little circles, which I can use, look, shapes there, but I'm just going to freehand.
Okay, in she goes.
Okay, little bubbles. We never say they're circles, because circles mean they've got to be perfect, right? Bubbles mean it doesn't matter.
I guess some of the little little bubbles you've got in the written in the stars constellation.
Exactly.
Stencil.
All works in a similar manner. So let's put a little bit of a step on there. Okay. See, I've already put some little flowers in there. We could put some little leaves in, look. Nice little bars going on in there. A little bit of.
So these can be. I know this is sort of like a bit more, buildings and places and destinations and holidays and vehicles. But after all, you remember that beginners collection, Friends at Home?
Yes.
That had all of the flowers in there, right? So
all
then you get. I take those skills that I've adapted to there, popped them into here.
Yes. Now let me show you a flower, because you look at these. I'm going to move on a little bit because you can keep drawing that. And you're like, how do I draw a flower? There are flowers in this the collection here. I'm just going to give myself a bit of ground to work to. Just have a bit of a fence. I'm not going to worry about that. So here we go, flower. So I'm going to take shape 13, just as an idea. Let's put that in.
Okay.
Shape 13.
There we are.
And then I'm going to use, where was that little one? There you go, number 18. I'm going to do one sort of in the middle. Doesn't have to be. There we go. All right?
Yeah.
Doesn't look much like a flower.
A little olive or something.
So if I split up my space, so I've got
Pokemon.
2 sides now.
Yep.
We're going pizzas, look. And I'm going to split this up into 3 sections. And I'm going to split this up into 3 sections. So that if I take my pen, I'm going to go into each of these sections, and I'm going to come in, see, and draw like a little. And
again, I do get a pen, don't I, in that starting with stencils
you do, in
bundle.
that starting set there, and there, and there, and that one, and that one. And now we can fill that bubble in. Couple of little flicks. There we go. And there we have the flower. Put myself a little stem in. Now leaves, we have got some leaves coming around the top here, and there is a shape there for that, but it's kind of a little sort of a long heart shape. So we could, so that's going to sit around there, bring that in here if we wanted to, and have leaves going that way. So yeah, a little bit of freehand in there, but not a massive amount because I'm giving you the structure.
I'm with you.
Okay, so on your side somewhere.
Somewhere?
There you go, on the top there. There's one. Let me just have the other one before that, if you don't mind.
Build it up.
Thank you. He's doing a good job, isn't he?
Yes.
So here we go.
I'm getting all the professionals out now with you, Sandra. Then Wheeler's very much on her own next hour. You right, Dawn?
We're all nice and
chill. Do you need to get in, Dawn? No. You're right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So you can see here, look, the flowers. You've seen how I've done that. You've seen the doorway. I've added a couple of little lines in to give it a bit of detail. You've just seen me draw one of those. These lovely little leaf shapes here, so you can add them wherever you want. Little line, look. Little tiny leaves. So you can start to create your own little world. This is your version of my piece of art. And of course, once you've coloured it, absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
You know what gives you the best possible starting? It's the right pencil. It's the
right paper.
Right paper.
Everything else to go with it. But from there, I can show you a couple of samples. Now you've kind of seen how it works. So look at this one. Here's the original mouse.
Yes. You see that on the front of the book?
Yeah, but then you might want to use the keyhole to do a new home. Or
you're
moving, or you're travelling somewhere. You could even have a little car in there. You could make your own little version. Or of course, behind, there's a door. Now, who lives in a house like this?
Well, this is the whole story. I think maybe the lady with the locket, to be honest.
Or you've got this one. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I mean, look at the flowers on this one. Each time I try to bring something different, so you could take these flowers and put them in the Locket Lane house if you want.
Have these been coloured with your pencils or with something else?
These have been coloured with something else. These are a little bit before my pencils.
Okay.
But we have got a few. I've just got to find them here.
Only because I know I saw some of the comments, people asking about the pricing of the pencils. That big tin, the 36 colour pencil tin, only $27.99. Sanntangle 15, everyone, if you're just joining us.
Colouring, I'll show you.
Perfect.
So these have been, so look, these are...
just for you.
Yeah,
how cool is that?
Camper vans and the little windows, things like that. But yeah, we can bring this colour.
The black edition coloured pencils, by the way, there's 24 Sanntangle branded pencils with the cream and the white also in there. Only $15.99. That's a couple of pounds off the usual price anyway. And you're going to use Sanntangle 15 as your code. They are the black edition, which are so striking anyway, working beautifully on black paper, as you were saying, and black cardstock.
Here we go, let's have a go.
All on your way. Oh, let's do it straight away. So what you're looking at right there, that is the black edition, $15.99. But I want you to get another 15% off if you're just joining us. Sanntangle 15. Sanntangle 15 is the promo code unique to the craft store for you today to be checking out your baskets and get a little bit more off.
Could I ask for my getting started with stencils? That's the one in the middle. That's it. Because I think it's nice if I just kind of draw something really quick.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. And then I'll draw it on. But you can see the difference between the pencils. So, okay, let's have a look. Let's bring in this little piece. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw it in white. And I'll use, it doesn't matter which white actually for this sort of particular one, because the white, of course, it's going to show up on any, isn't it? Okay, there's my vase. That also, if I put 2 little lines here, is a little person.
Yeah.
So I have a person, isn't it?
Very cool.
So again, let's bring some little flowers in. Actually, rather than do the flowers, I'm going to draw these little cloud shapes, but I'm going to turn them into flowers.
Well, Pauline says, I have the pencil, it's pure luxury.
Oh, thank you, Pauline.
Hi, Pauline.
Let's just do a little flower. See, so there's clouds around the house, but I've just turned them into flowers, look. Let's put a little stem in there, and in there. Let's put a little leaf in. So this is the leaf, really, I've just done on the roof from Locket Lane. So things move over, don't they? All right, so black edition. Let's bring in a little bit of, I don't know, let's have a blue flower. So what have I got here? Look. I've got, you can see how much I use them. Mystic Blue and, what's another Mystic?
So you're saying that the black edition complements the big 36, like the in-betweeny tones?
Does,
okay.
Yeah. So if I bring a bit of blue in, here we go. A little bit around there, look. Put a little bit around there. And you might think, well, okay, how do these work? Shall I blend it a bit? So let's bring a bit of green in. Oh no, let's bring a bit of pink in. What have I got? Elf pink.
Oh, nice.
Nobody knows. This is Leslie's pencil. Leslie's known as the Elf. And,
they've all got names, and then
she's got pink hair.
Once you start, oh, by the way, you do your own lives and things, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. We do what we call tiles.
Tiles, yes, indeed.
Little square pieces of cardstock, and we draw a picture on a Tuesday and a Friday on my
what
Facebook page.
are you still counting them?
We are. Do you know I was only ever going to do 12? You know what number one?
Well, I can't even imagine.
530.
You can do 12.
Yeah,
530.
Yeah, but they're fantastic. They're really nice. They feed into the stencils that we do and all that kind of thing. See, I'm just mixing all my colours, look. Because it's working on black. You're seeing every single colour. It's just beautiful. And they've got that lovely blendability.
What I remember really liking about your tiles and actually the postcards and what you're doing right now, of course it can be bigger.
Yeah.
But a lot of your well, pretty much everything I feel like goes to, on this show, smaller designs.
Yeah.
So then if you're not over a huge book or a huge, you can if you want to, of course you can. You keep extending out the leaves and things. But to finish your creation, because it's a smaller piece of card quicker, it feels so much more achievable.
It does. And then the idea is, well, work them into projects that you've already got. So if you wanted to make a card, once you've drawn it, you can then come in with a die cutting machine and you could die cut round it. You can use your mat and layers. It's exactly the same as you would anything else. The only difference is you've actually drawn it. You've drawn it, and that's the crazy thing.
Yep.
Let me just show you the other pencils. That's the black edition.
Black edition, there you go, $15.99, but you can get 15% off using the code Sanntangle15.
So let me show you
Make sure
the other
there's
ones.
2 ends next to each other at the start.
So it would help if I'd got all my pencils in the right order.
Well, that's all right. I sort of threw you off what we were doing. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, then they never are. So here we go. What have I got? A bit of a mixture of my pinks and yellows and things. So let's just have a look at one of these flowers, for example. So I'm going to come in.
From a colouring, you do a lot of loops.
I do, yeah. I think with things like this, if rather than drawing lines like that, you're going to see the lines. If you're going to draw and you want to blend, going in this, it's called scumbling.
Scumbling.
Right, so that's my, let's have a look. Sanntangle red. Going to have a little bit. Just going to do sort of half of it so you can see where it starts and where it goes. I'm going to add a little bit on the end there. Now you notice I'm not really pressing on because what I want to do is I want to build layers. So first of all, you put kind of one layer on and you sort of decide where your colours are going to go. See, this is clementine now. I'm just bringing it in a little bit more as I work my way around. Then, just choice. I'm going to go light.
There we go. Here they all come. Use us.
Yeah.
By the way, friends at home, I know, like in the background, you can see all sorts of quilts and things. We're going to be focusing more on fabrics designed by Sandra at 4 p.m. today. But as you look at this shot right now, you look at the board that Sandra's working on. You're thinking, oh, where's that printed from? What's going on there? Like, listen, if it's not pinned down, not going to move.
Yeah.
You can tangle onto it, right?
You can, absolutely.
So I'm talking about doing smaller designs. The flowers on the background, bit of wood, aren't small, but you can expand, you can go bigger if you want.
That's it. It's entirely up to you. I mean, some of the images today, so I think the The hotel in Coffee Pot Lane is about A4. Mm-hmm. Then you've got your Written in the Stars bundle, which we can have a quick look at in a minute. They are, you've got some smaller images, but you've also got some more A4 images, so you can mix and match. You see how that's working? I'm just building up the colours. Now, there's only so much you can do with one colour. So once you've got so much red on, there's only so much red you can add, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I'm just going to put a bit of white in the middle. So what we actually do here is instead of going in with red, we're going to bring in, let's have a look, a bit of deep blue.
Nice.
And if I add a little bit of deep blue.
Was it hard work naming these?
It was actually, yeah, it was. It's quite a responsibility.
Isn't it just, yeah?
Yeah. There you go. And then choosing which colours, you know, and you're like, which one works right, which one's not. So you see, having that little bit of darkness, you see how those pencils have just seamlessly blended. Honestly, it's not about me doing it. It's about you doing layers, building it up, taking your time, using the white, bringing a bit of dark in afterwards. And that's gone through reds, oranges and pinks and a yellow in the middle as well.
Playing, enjoying, experimenting.
That's it.
Do what you fancy.
Yeah, I mean, this is my pen. Look, at my pencil's got a bit small. I know. Maureen, if you're out there watching, hers was about this big.
Still going.
Still going.
One more.
So you can still use it to the bitter end, but we do actually do that as an individual as well.
Rightio. So I know you're going to move on to the Written in the Stars.
Yeah.
Can I quickly recap?
Yeah, please.
Just to ping over there, and I'll give you a chance to do all things Written in the Stars. So I'm going to leg it back over here. Obviously, now during this time, if you're thinking, I was watching from the start, Dan, I know what I've been talking about, then by all means, you get on sanntangle.co.uk and you get shopping right now. I'm going to start here. I'm going to go really quick. I might be like 90 seconds. This is a bundle, so if you've never seen these before and you want to build up your houses and your characters, your people, etc., the vehicles, all of the instructions broken down to that first shape, that first bubble, the first vase shape, are all in here. But as Sandra's talking you through, going through the keyhole there, and then seeing what the mystical doors behind there, newborns, adventures, magic gardens, etc., going into palaces and houses and kingdoms, and then moving into the accessories as well on holiday. All of them all together, you've got a further 10% off that usual price anyway. You can get them individually. Look on Sanntangle.co.uk, look up Locket Lane, look up Riverside Road. You can get them individually if you want. But by getting them all together, a further 10% off. And then, at checkout, Sanntangle 15, a further 15% off. So 10 plus 15 and away you go. Right, I'm going to continue down here because then we talked about the starter set, the beginning set, if you like. Where do you start from to get the right pen, to get your tortillon, to get the right pencil, the postcards, etc. Right here in this little wallet right here is exactly what you can do. And then with that wallet, you also get a whole host of instructions too. In there with the different, different stencils and things going alongside. You can see in there, that is a cracking gift to somebody. Maybe you already tangle and you want to help teach somebody else, but where they're going to start, what they're going to want to do. There you go. What Sandra was just working off there. See the vase, see the flowers, full instructions. There's all like the roof, the different shapes you can be doing at, and also that stencil is also available for you. That is $27.95, but you can of course get another 15% off there too. Finally, the next demonstration is Written in the Stars. Maybe you're really astrological and into your constellations and your star signs, Taurus, Libra, etc., etc. And this is really, really poignant to you. Sandra, can I use all these elements to make and sell?
Yes.
Yes.
Your artwork. Once you've drawn it, it's yours.
Away you go. So if that's on your mind, because every single person can relate, I don't read my horoscope, but goodness me, I know I'm a Taurus. So it can be really, really personalised. Even if not, just a lovely night sky. But again, you've got all of the constellations and different galaxies and Milky Ways in there. You've got all of the instructions of maybe doing exactly the finished samples you're seeing on the front cover, or just breaking it down. And then, listen, these are stencils. Put your paste through, put your ink pad through, do a mister going through it as well. But you know what? That is actually a whole galaxy, which is correct to constellations. And then you've got your star size of things as well, and all the different circles too. That is your Written in the Stars, $29.99. Take 15% off, please, at checkout. Sanntangle 15 is where you go. And not forgetting all of your pencils. And I'm going to go to the mechanical pencil, actually. I was going to go sit down, but the mechanical pencil should be £25. Sandra's taking a £5 off for you anyway, just for this debut show on the craft store that we're really, really grateful for. You saw it being used earlier on. Even this, a further 15% off Sanntangle 15. I don't know how many times I'm going to say Sanntangle 15, but maybe even another 100. Who knows? But it's just a really lovely keepsake gift to yourself that you can refill as you're going through some different widths of pencil if you wish. That is your mechanical pencil, $19.99. Take 15% off there too. Okie dokie, all of your products, you can search them by name on the pictures or sanntangle.co.uk. You shop direct. See everything Sandra's got for you, sanntangle.co.uk.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get
try again.
You did that? I didn't get that. Can you try again? I'm about to, I'm going to go sit down, Siri. Weird. Sometimes I ask Siri something and it just ignores me.
I know, yeah.
With that, nothing. Anyway.
How did that happen?
Right, we've got 15 minutes.
So, the stars. Now, if you're not into the stars, but you like the idea of kind of mandala kind of things, you can still do this, and you can still bring colour into it and that kind of stuff. But these are the originals from the actual piece. So there you can have all the stars around it, and then I've got just one in the middle. I've got this lovely little galaxy going on.
What's your star
I'm
sign?
a Capricorn.
Capricorn. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I'm a very stubborn.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, I want to take over the world, but not quite. No, I'm very stubborn. I'm very loyal.
Yeah?
Yeah, that kind of thing. And yeah, I do want to. I'm very driven.
Well, that you are.
Apparently, yeah.
That you are.
That's it. So here's your different constellations. So if you actually look at this and look at the stencil, you see, look, I've been inking through this and all sorts. I've actually given you the dots that you can then join up so you can mix and match the colours. Now at the bottom here, this is really cool because you can draw these, and then the instructions shows you how you can kind of add little extra bits to it to make it more of an interest. You know, sometimes you get a card and you need something on the bottom corner or things like that.
Yeah.
This is great for that. So here it is.
Even for, like, for birthday cards or for newborns, how perfect. Or maybe it's like for a marriage, two star signs coming together. Like, it's so poignant, isn't it?
Yeah, and these are so little. You could do these as little key rings and things. I mean, this is like Sagittarius. Now look on this one, you see, it shows that it's at an angle. They change, they vary slightly. Whereas this one, I've done it going straight up.
Yeah.
Where I've added some little details around it just to give it a bit of interest, and it's just lovely.
It's really cool. Again, yeah, personalisation is what it's all about.
Here we go, talked about A4 PCs. It's not quite A4, but I've made it A4 with the board. And there, look, I've done one of those symbols, but I've actually glittered it on a piece of our MDF there. Yeah, look at that. This is different. Again, I wanted to do different. So you've got your sort of little moons, your crescent moons, and then you've got your, it's like a marble. Your sun in the middle, isn't it?
But yeah, you've had a glitter there. If glitter's your thing, what's your favourite colour? Maybe you've already got a stencil that you adore in the background.
I know,
bring it in, right? Bring it on, bring it in.
Oh,
look at the white work in the edge.
I know,
You've done all of this, right?
Yeah, I've done all that. So I've used a piece of black, but then, a white gel pen, and that's done. But again, here, I mean, it reminds me of like Star Wars.
Yeah, that's a sort of ship
but
or
again,
something.
I wanted to do something different. So you've got these sizes, and it's just nice with the constellations and the stars going around. So there, again, you've actually got your little mandala in there. You've got your little sun, your moon, and your half moon in there, all mixed in together. It's cool, isn't it?
Really cool.
So shall we do it?
Go on, let's do it. Right, this is called Written in the Stars. So whilst you're on sanntangle.co.uk, just double check the spelling as well, because there are 3 N's in total. Written in the Stars is where you can find these.
So the easiest one then, let's just have a quick look at my instructions. All right, so you said Taurus. Let's have a look. Taurus
number
is
2.
that one there, like number 2. Ooh. So here we go. Let's draw them. So what you can do, and what I quite like with these stencils, is if you want to, you can draw around that because you can colour it later. Or if you think, do you know what, I just want to kind of have them black, just fill them in as you're going. There we go. And that one. And that one. So you're going to get those. Now I say perfect circles here because my husband's an engineer, and when I want perfect circles, I go to him and say, right, okay, I want that stencil, but these are circles, not bubbles. So they are indeed circles.
There's a lot of love, by the way, from your HQ and elsewhere about the black edition. Susan, I love the black edition pencils. They're really vibrant on black card.
Oh, thank you.
Your Sarah is just checking in. The dark edition pencils are amazing, especially for Halloween. Working hard back at HQ, by the way.
Thank you. That's because Halloween's her pencil. That's what it is.
Okay.
Look, I've just copied it.
Chris and your team were talking about the white pencil. Oh, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
The white pencil. Chris said mine's pretty tiny too. I do have new ones, but for some reason it just doesn't feel right to start using another pencil. So really going for the end of the white. Love it. Janet, just placed an order with the discount code. Thank you, Sandra. Yes, Janet, excellent news.
Thank you, Janet.
Sanntangle 15. Sanntangle 15 is the code to get a further 15% off. There's so many more comments as well. I know we'll check them out after the show. But everybody, there is another different Sanntangle show, 4 p.m. today.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. So I'm using the disc that comes with your stencil, and there's a photograph on the back, and it shows you, because I've numbered my stencil numbers, but the disc here, look, I've gone A, B, C, D.
Okay.
It just makes life easier to follow. So I've gone from the middle, and I've found which line I want. So I've drawn that, drawn the next one. Before I move it, however, just going to turn it around, you've got some dots around the edge.
Okay.
So I'm just going to mark them. That's going to mean that I can split up the space around my shape, and it's going to be even, so I don't have to kind of work it out. I've also marked the centre one in. See? Like that. So you've got these little marks here. You can fill those in, or sometimes we just have these lines as guides. You don't really need it. So then next little bit is ruler. Right, okay, in that little folder there, pink folder, open that up.
I'm bringing it over.
Unless I've got it out already.
No, well, maybe.
There you go. Look at this. No, I've got it out.
Is this all you,
already.
by the way?
This is all me, yeah. This is all me. I've got it out already. It's all right.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
It was in there somewhere. Do you think it's a little like my craft room? It started neat and tidy, but it's not anymore.
Well, good job. And I was like, do you need any extra space, Andrew? And she was like, if you've got another table.
Yeah, go on, I'll
whole
do
table.
it. When you think, oh,
It'll be under here somewhere, won't
there's
it?
a pen and a pencil. There we go.
Oh, yes, Andy.
You know, he could come again, can't
Look,
he?
use code
Yeah.
Sanntangle 15 for 15% off.
There we go. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Right, so I've put my little marks in. You'd use a ruler, but my ruler's here somewhere. And next shape.
Maybe Wheeler's got it.
I've got these lovely
Maybe Wheeler's trying to get into those boxes.
Shapes here. So I'm going to use, here we go, I'm going to go with that one. Now I'm going to use this one here. Now, you think, okay, if I do that, how do I know if that's going to go off or not?
Okay.
So if I actually bring it down, look, and line up the point with the point there, and then draw it in, see?
Okay.
So I can choose to make this as short or as long as I want to do. And this is the whole thing behind Sanntangle, is that you're actually going to do your own thing with it. I'm giving you the structure, and I'm holding your hand, showing you how it can be done, but I absolutely, positively encourage you to do your own thing with it as well. Draw your own ideas. So I'm just going to do a couple there. You see how that's done? And if I take my square, and again, I draw an extra line up. I know time-wise we don't always have that. I'm just going to put those in position, just like that, because what I want to do then is I want to actually put my symbols in there.
Ah, what, tiny symbols?
Yeah, so here we go. It just gives me an idea, because, again, you know, if you're writing and you think, well, I've got this, I'm going to write something here and then there, and they're going to go bigger and smaller.
Yeah.
So if I've got a box to work in, here we go, look. So this one, I can draw that in, so I know that that's kind of got to fit in there. And then the next one, I like drawing this one. It's kind of, I know I've got a bit coming on. So, into there.
Good question, Andy. Do you rub the square out afterwards, or just make it part of the design?
No, it's entirely up to you. If you want to. You see, they're the same size now.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep the square, keep the square. So, I haven't drawn another box, but if I was to draw this one, look, I'm kind of drawing it freehand, and I don't really know. You see? So it's going to be
there's my little Taurus.
Side,
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what that works. And then when I've got all of those, there you go. So you see I've got them all the way around. I've got my little shapes. And I've actually got these split into sections. Because then I'm going to go into my piece there. I'm just thinking Virgos. 1, 2, 3. 4, 6,
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Are you
5,
Virgo,
6.
Andy?
No, that's Taurus. Oh, I don't. Oh, where is
Depends
it?
where you started up.
I don't know.
Wheeler, what's your star sign?
I don't know.
Cancerian.
Oh.
We're all different here. Stay tuned, by the way. Wheeler's up with
one.
brand new crystal art to me in Craft Buddies. That's very exciting.
Right,
Next
so
hour.
Here we go. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to draw. I'm going to imagine I've got a split there. Put a little dot, see?
Yeah.
So if I draw a curl that way, like that.
I was just looking up traits of a Cancerian on the internet,
Oh, right,
and it says loud and northern.
Does it? Does it really? Does it really?
It says sensitive.
So you can see, look how I'm working my way around, because I've split that space. This curl is sort of a bit more manageable.
Yeah.
And as I work my way around, although they're not going to be exactly the same, it doesn't matter. It just means that you've got a fighting chance of getting something that looks a bit similar. So let's have a look at this bit here, look. A little bit of a... in there. See, so where I've got that little V shape, I'm still using my line, you know, where I've drawn these.
So everyone at home, you know, all those finished samples we showed you before and everything like that, like, it's all hand-drawn. One of the first things, Sandra, you said was, looking at the artwork, you think, I couldn't even possibly do that. I can't draw flowers, I can't draw cows, I can't draw stars and constellations. And then at the end of it, you, by hand, with the help and guidance of your tools, etc.
That's it. I'm going to show you the cows actually on the board because they've got attitude. They're lovely. Anyway, so your constellation, you can fit inside that shape.
Yep.
So once you've done that, you've got something that looks a bit like that. So there's the constellation in. Well, I've got rid of any lines I no longer want, that kind of thing. And then a little bit of colour, a little bit of inking, a little bit of shading, and there's your card. You
know what? It looks so striking, purely black and white, and every
just that
single
little pop of colour. This has been done with my coloured pencils.
Love it.
Yeah. So shall we just go back to Coffee Pot Lane? I
go on.
Show you these.
Do we need to go over there, or have you got it here?
I've got it here.
Rightio, yes, we will go back. So that is written in the stars, absolutely. We've literally got like 4.5 minutes left. Then there's a little 5-minute gap for us to literally walk over there. And then it's all things Craft Buddy as well. But Sandra, you are back at 4 o'clock.
So you've got to see.
Oh, yes.
Here we are. So this is Churn Farm, and
there's the cows.
There's stories behind this as well. I'm not going to go into the stories, but there's some interesting things that go.
God, I bet there are.
Look.
Churn Farm.
This is not just
it's all a front.
Look at this one.
Look at that one back there.
So there are instructions showing you how to draw that cow. And then here, look, you've got your lovely cream jug.
Yeah.
Of course, your little sign there. Your creamery, your cheese house. You could have any name on there, whatever you wanted to do. But here you've got this one. Amazingly, used to be on the high streets that the hotel's on, but it moved into the woods.
Okay.
Because it's connected to Halloween Hollow, and there's a guy in Halloween Hollow called Vlad who helps her with her herbs and spices for her coffee that she makes.
Ah.
Interesting.
Okay.
The Orange Blossom
House.
House.
For her coffee.
Yes. Here, look, you've got the Toll Road, the B&B. Now, this bridge you'll also find, which we've not brought today, in Halloween Hollow.
Right, yeah.
But it doesn't quite look like that.
But all of it, just change the colours up, guys, at home, right?
Absolutely.
Isn't it the first day of spring today, by the way?
Yeah.
Hello, spring.
All these stories.
So, all these stories and like your own. It could be really Christmassy if you want to, using different colours that way.
Absolutely. I mean, this could be holly. You could have the umbrellas down. I mean, this is the Three Sugar Bowls pub.
Yep.
Of course. This is the Manor.
I like the beer garden at the front.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't really get everybody in there.
No, you struggle.
Sugar bowls. Yeah. You have to have them outside. Steps, though, a bit dodgy. Going up to the
Going
bar,
up, you'd be all right.
Coming back down. A little bit too much.
Well, that's how Dawn hurt her leg, isn't it? Of
Here
course.
we go.
We'll talk
Madame
about that
Gregory owns the hotel. So, of course, do coffee beans really grow on trees?
They do here, Sandra.
There you go. So it's just a real nice sort of idea. See, this one is a little bit bigger, but then you've got a couple of the others that are smaller. So, of course, you can put these onto cards. You can build them up however you want them. You can actually have a whole row of streets. Did you know, actually, which we've not brought today, we do have a fairground in Locket Lane as well.
Oh, wow.
So you have a roller coaster and all sorts of things. So you must go and check it out. Have a look on the Facebook page as well.
Yep.
And type in Locket Lane or the fairground and things, and you'll see all these pictures come up.
So it's Facebook page, I presume I search Sanntangle.
You search for Sanntangle, absolutely.
And then is that where your tile lives
They are, yes. As you know, things have changed a bit now on Facebook, so they're not going to be there.
Yeah, the old 30-day thing.
Go and have a look on YouTube. Type in Sanntangle, of course. We try and make it easy. And all the videos, all 500 videos, plus a few extra bits and pieces that are on there as well that you'll find. So you can flick through and you can pick the ones you want to have a go at.
Now, here we go. Yeah. Speaking of YouTube, thank you so much. A lot of you are tuning into YouTube as well. Just search Craft Store TV on YouTube. You'll see 2 craft stores on YouTube, I know. It's the one that's live. It's one that's got all the new videos. It's the one that has over 100,000 subscribers is where you want to watch. Have a look after. There's loads of lovely comments on the Craft Store Facebook page as well. So a little nod to 4 o'clock. Yes. And I guess behind us is a big nod to 4 o'clock. What sort of stuff are we doing there?
Now, everything fabric-wise, of course, is hand-drawn. And it's printed up in Scunthorpe in our place as well. So we are very much in control of it. But if you want to have a go at making something like that, I've got the quilt pattern and kit to go with that. And of course, there's a lovely little bag that I actually do use. I've got 2 or 3 of them actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to make that, and there's a kit for that as well. Really good price. But yeah, you're going to have such fun with it.
It's not that bag, it's a different bag.
That's a completely different bag.
Okay.
But I've got so many. But this one, it means you can put your keys, your purse, and your phone in it.
Yeah.
And it's nice and secure, and you don't have to carry everything out.
No, I've never done a show with you
Break
your
it.
sat in front of a sewing machine, but that's what's going to happen, right?
Yes, it is.
Marvellous stuff. So that's live at 4 o'clock. If you can't watch it live, of course, for 30 days you can watch again on Facebook, and it'll love forever there as well on YouTube too. So well done, everybody, checking out your baskets. Sanntangle.co.uk. And Sandra, I don't think we've mentioned it, but there's a promo code.
There is a promo code, and it's got that word in it again, Sanntangle. But if you put 15 at the end, check out, it will give you 15% off anything on the website.
So right now, you've got 5 minutes. Myself and Miss Wheeler are coming up after the break, all things Craft Buddy and Crystal Arts. But go on, sanntangle.co.uk, use Sanntangle 15, so many words, and that's been checking your basket. Sandra, thank you so much.
I shall see you later.
We'll see you in 5 minutes.